Why referee stopped Chelsea vs Man United and told Rasmus Hojlund to remove item. Manchester United's trip to Stamford Bridge on Friday night was temporarily halted by an unusual kit issue at the start of the second half. Chelsea ran out 1-0 victors on the night, edging closer to Champions League qualification while condemning the Red Devils to an 8th successive Premier League game without a win. It now means Ruben Amorim's side are guaranteed to finish the season having racked up their most defeats, fewest victories, and in turn, their lowest points total since the top flight's 1992 rebranding, a triple crown of unwanted records. But clearly, it wasn't just their performance that left United fans tearing their hair out, whether at home or crammed into the shed end. Just 5 minutes into the second period, play had to be paused due to an unexpected wardrobe malfunction. Rasmus Hojlund was the guilty party, though he saw the funny side of things. After a goalless first half that saw Harry Maguire's goal chalked off for offside, Hojlund returned to the pitch after halftime wearing what looked like a fitness watch, prompting referee Chris Kavanagh to briefly halt the game so the out-of-form Danish forward could remove it and hand it over to the assistant referee. Rasmus Hojlund came onto the pitch for the second half wearing an Apple Watch, and played a whole 5 minutes before taking it off. The 22-year-old laughed it off, as many users took to social media to praise the United man's dedication to closing his rings and getting his steps in. But in the grand scheme of things, all it really did was delay the inevitable. A few extra moments before the Red Devils' defeat was sealed, as Marc Cucurella struck the only goal of the game in the 71st minute. Though his manager was quick to heap praise on him in his post-match interview, pointing to signs of improvement, United supporters haven't been nearly as forgiving. Patience is wearing thin for a striker with just 4 goals in 31 league appearances this term, a return far below expectations for a £64 million signing, and one that's starting to look more like a flop than a flagship acquisition. Rasmus Hojlund's struggles continue after poor performance against Chelsea. Chelsea handed Manchester United their 18th Premier League defeat of the season with a 1-0 win at Stamford Bridge on Friday night. United arrived without a win in their last 11 visits to Stamford Bridge, their previous triumph dating back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign in 2020. Inexplicably, Ruben Amorim fielded a full-strength side despite their Europa League final against Tottenham in Bilbao looming on May 21st. A goalless first half added to United's poor attacking record early in games this season. Only Southampton and Leicester have scored fewer first-half goals than their 15. Alarmingly, if matches ended at halftime, United would sit 18th with just 32 points. Since April began, no team has earned fewer Premier League points than United, in stark contrast to Aston Villa, their final-day opponents, who've picked up 21 in the same period. The defeat confirmed that United would finish a league season without recording back-to-back wins for the first time in Premier League history. It also extended their winless run to 8 matches, a club first in the competition. Rasmus Hojlund's struggles continues. United showed glimpses of intent in the first half, but once again, Rasmus Hojlund delivered a below-par performance in what's been a frustrating season for the striker. He failed to register a key pass and surrendered possession 13 times more than he completed a pass, a stat that will no doubt worry Ruben Amorim ahead of the Europa League final clash with Tottenham on May 21st. Former United captain Roy Keane held no bars when highlighting the player's performance. Speaking on Sky Sports, the ex-United skipper criticized the 22-year-old sharply, stating, "They've got no striker. Hojlund tonight looked like a young kid. He looked like he'd just come out of the academy. His runs weren't right, his timing, his hold-up play." Keane was blunt when asked if the forward could thrive with better support. "We keep making excuses for him. We've talked about confidence, but you still think when you're a striker up there, you've got to make something happen sometimes." United's Ineos-led hierarchy, including Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Barada, and Jason Wilcox, were in attendance at the Bridge on Friday night, and fans will be hoping Hojlund's display prompts them to step up plans to sign a new centre-forward this summer. Roy Keane fires academy player dig at Man United flop. Names immature star among trio heat offload. This latest defeat adds to what's already been a disastrous domestic campaign for the Red Devils, who sit 16th in the Premier League table with 1 game remaining. Having also failed in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, the Red Devils are focusing on the Europa League as they look to salvage something from this season as they face Spurs in the final on Wednesday. Ruben Amorim named a strong team in their last match before next week's final, But Man United produced another inept performance as Rasmus Hojlund, who joined the Red Devils for £64 million in 2023, struggled again. Keane did not pull any punches when dissecting Hojlund's showing against Chelsea, claiming he looked like a young kid. "They have got no striker," Keane told Sky Sports. Read, Man United didn't deserve loss to Cavanagh FC, as FA Cup winner earns CL via great rule change. Hojlund looked like a young kid for Chelsea. He looked like he had come straight out of the academy. His runs weren't right, his hold-up play, his timing. If you're a striker playing for Man United and you are having one shot on target, we make excuses for him saying he needs more confidence, but when you are a striker up there, you have to make things happen sometimes. What the big clubs have, what United always had, is strikers who can produce something by themselves because they have quality, desire, determination, a bit of experience, football intelligence. You don't see it with Hojlund. He needs a little bit of support, but you need to do better. Keane also hit out at Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho, insisting he would not fight to keep the young duo if he was in charge at Man United. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be hanging my hat on them three to get United anywhere, Keane said on Hojlund, Mainoo, and Garnacho. Mainoo came on tonight and I watched him closely. He's strolling around, some of his passing was sloppy. Garnacho is immature, he plays in little moments but he doesn't do enough. You want players to turn up week in and week out and he doesn't do that. He a big talent, makes some good runs and on a good day you like what you see. But he's got too many bad days.